Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And today, I'm at the Blue Ridge Parkway Folk Art Center, which is here in town. As I've said before, it's probably the most urban of all parks I go to, really. It's just right here in East Asheville. And very accessible. In fact, no matter what time of the year, it's accessible, which is great because most of the parkway is not accessible during the winter months, especially when there is bad weather around. They usually close off huge sections of the parkway, if not the whole parkway. But they always leave this open, and it's convenient, which is good today because I didn't plan to do an activation. I have been fitting in sort of Monday afternoon activations because I've been having about an hour in my schedule on Monday afternoons, but I didn't think I'd have that today. And the reason why is had a bunch of errands to run in town today and a couple of appointments. It's Monday, February 7th, 2022, and it was being capped off. The day was being capped off with a curbside pickup for groceries. And our little grocery store does not like it if you're late. And so I had thought I would have to be there at the latest by 3 p.m. to pick up groceries, but they sent me a text message and said they're running an hour behind. And I got that text message as I was walking out the door of our house much earlier today. So I grabbed my bag. I thought, well, I'm going to have an hour to kill now. So I grabbed my bag, and I've been to this particular spot at the Folk Art Center quite a lot in the month of January. It's worked out that I could come here, and it's close by. I did notice that the parkway obviously does not like me coming here and setting up because they cut down this tree, this big dead tree that's been here for so long. I had used it as an antenna support a couple times, and I think that's their really passive-aggressive way of telling me to, not use that tree anymore, as they just cut it down. But no, I figured they'd probably have to take care of that tree. It was as dead as a doornail. But anyway, yeah, so on the way out, though, I thought, I'm going to the same old park, and I like to shake things up. If you've watched my videos, part of the fun for me with Parks on the Air is trying different things, trying different radios, trying different antennas, and just kind of shaking it up. And the easy thing for me to do would have been to just grab my KX2 and pretty much any antenna and come out. That's usually that's what I was starting to reach for, because KX2 is, out of all my radios, just the easiest, most flexible radio I have. I just grab that radio, the battery's in it, the ATU's in it, everything's in it, including the key. And so boom, I'm done. But today I decided I would try something a little different because I wanted to shake it up. I have no clue if this will work or not. Let's pull all the goodies out of the bag here. All these brightly colored bags. So this is my new Tom Ben field kit. It's made in a Tom Ben HLT2 is what it's called, a handy little thing. And I really like this for a radio kit. I've used it at least in one video before, I think. Or maybe that's been published, maybe it hasn't, who knows. But in this is my MTR-3B. And I want to use the MTR-3B today, which, combined with the 9-volt battery that I have, it's only 9 volts, this is the radio, combined with the 9-volt battery, should yield about 2.5 to 3 watts. I say 2.5 to 3 because, frankly, right now, I've already used this battery for 2 different activations. So it is not it is not fully charged, but I'm pretty sure I can at least hopefully accomplish this activation with it. In fact, this is so very miserly with a battery that I could probably use this for, I don't know, 10 more activations for all I know. It really depends on how long I'm on and how long I operate and everything, but it should last me today, hopefully. I say knock on wood, because this is the only battery I brought with me today. In fact, I really limited my kit today to just this and this, and I grabbed it last moment. I know already there's one thing that if I could have gone back and grabbed, I would have done it, and that is a shorter feed line. This is a very long feed line, like 20 feet. But it will make this a more challenging activation because I am going to use an AX1 antenna, hopefully. That's what this is my AX1 antenna. We're going to try to do an activation with the AX1 and the MTR-3B at 2.5 to 3 watts. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to try it anyway, because why not, right? So the AX1 antenna is not fully perfectly resonant, so you have to have an antenna tuner. So I'll be putting in a T1 in line here. So here's my T1 antenna tuner. And a little short cable for it. And there we go. That's my full kit. And then here I have my speaker, because I'll need a speaker for you to be able to hear the audio. So I'll start putting this kit together. I will say this. One of the reasons that I wanted to bring the AX1 out is people often think that this can only be paired with the Elecraft KX2. And that is not correct. It can, first of all, it can be paired with really any radio, but the KX2 and the KX3, it'll attach directly to the side of it. And since those have built-in antenna tuners, it works beautifully. I have also used this with the Xiegu X6100. I think I've used it with the X5100 as well, or 5105. I think I've used it with the X5105. If I haven't, I will. It'll certainly work. With radios like this, you're going to need an external antenna tuner like the T1 because there's no, and I can't hook it directly up and make that work. I could probably on 20 meters because I do have a capacity hat that I could connect to this and possibly make it work directly, but I don't have a way to really mount the antenna if I do that, so I'm not going to do that this time. Maybe I'll do it next time. And I think another thing is, just this morning I got a message from one of my readers, and they were saying that someone that's a friend had told them that the AX1 antenna, which they were planning to purchase, is basically a dummy load. And they're like, and I think their friend was well-intentioned. He was just trying to say, you know, get an efficient antenna. But this particular person is, they really will rely on that ultimate portability of the AX1 because, I guess you'd say physically, you know, they're just not in a position, and they're a little older. Throwing lines up in trees and stuff are not something that they really want to do, and they really want something that's just portable. They can sit on a table and give it a go. And I said, well, you know, I have never really had an issue with the AX1. In fact, it's always gotten me through activations. And I thought today, you know, this would even be more of a challenge for it because it's even lower power. It's using a much longer line. I would never connect my antenna with, you know, line this long when I don't need it. So really, the cards are stacked against it. Plus, it's a Monday afternoon. This is not a weekend. There aren't as many POTA hunters out there. But I just want to see if I can do an activation, and let's just see what happens. I don't care if I don't even get this activation complete today. I just want to have some fun on the air, and let's see if we can do anything. So anyway, let's get this thing set up, and he need to stop talking so that I can. I don't want to miss my 4 o'clock time now. Let's get the power cord out. This will be interesting to set up. So I've never done this before either. I have a little portable tripod. I'm going to try to use this with the AX1. And see how it works. I'm going to spread out these little legs. I bought this tripod. I think I remember exactly where I bought this tripod in Annecy, France, in 2001, I think, when I was there traveling. And I just wanted like a little small tripod. And that should be stable enough for the AX1. Let's go and pull out the AX1. Let's get the antenna part set up first. This is going to be long. I'll try to remember to put chapters in this so that if you're not interested in watching this whole thing, it's perfectly fine. You can just skip this part. We'll go ahead and get this guy set up. You can take off this elbow. I won't need that. I'm going to put the elbow in this pocket so I don't lose it. And I need my tripod adapter, which is right here. I've probably only used the AX1 with a tripod maybe 4 times ever. I tend to just connect it directly to radios. So let's see. First of all, I've got to attach it to Am I doing this right side up or upside down? There we go. I think this is right. I gotta think about this a second. No, it's this way. So I'm gonna spin this around and just attach it this way. This is simple enough. It's on there well. And I'm gonna put this part on. I hope you can see all this. I can't see the screen on the camera when I'm doing this. Make sure that's flipped into 40 meter mode. It is. And now I get the counterpoise out. Actually, not 40 meters, 20 meters. I'm gonna do this on 20 meters. Because why not make it even more challenging, right? Okay, here we go. Let's take out the antenna. And the counterpoise. I could probably get away with using the capacity hat, but I'm not going to do it this time. Because I can't read the SWR on here. This gives me a basic SWR reading, the T1 does, but the MTR-3B, it has a few quirks, and one of them is it doesn't have an SWR meter, yet it's kind of sensitive to SWR, especially if you're pushing the voltage, and I'm not doing that. It doesn't want any more really than about 12 volts. This particular model only wants about 12 volts, and I'm doing 9 volts, so I've got some safety margin there. Here we go. Let me just stretch this thing out real quick. Connect this up. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'll just kind of run the antenna line out here. You just connect this ground lug. There we go. Stretch out the line a little bit. And now I'm going to connect my tremendously long feed line. The reason this feed line is so long is because I tend to use my MTR-3B with end-fed antennas. I've got a lot smaller lines at home, but I didn't even think to grab it. If there was one thing I could have gone back and grabbed, it would have been a smaller line. But you know what? RF's got to go somewhere, right? So I'm sure I'll get some kind of signal out. It may not be very powerful. Main thing is I want to make sure I'm not leaving this antenna coiled up. I don't want to do that, so I'm trying to stretch it out. Here we go. And what else do I need here? Do I need anything else out of this? No, not yet. But if we move to 40 meters, I'll need to grab more. If I can do this in 20 meters, I'll do it in 20 meters, not worry about anything else. But, why did I connect up this? That's right, I've got to put this on the T1 first, and then connect the T1 to the MTR-3B. Here we go. It's gonna be a lot of little wires and things because this is all I like a little bit better wire management than this, but hey, it is what it is, right? Let's see. I need to move this down. You probably weren't able to see any of that, sorry. This is the reason I'm paid the big bucks on YouTube. If you'll notice, I have no ads in any of my videos, and part of that's just because why in the world would I put ads on my videos? These are not terribly professionally produced. Okay. This is all about just exploring the world of radio, and just by doing, right? Like just trying stuff, seeing if it works. Instead of just talking about it, I want to kind of just get out and try it, and we'll find out together how effective something is. Okay, let's see here. So you know what? I am going to use, I forgot, since I'm using the MTR-3B, I'm going to use this logging pad. And we'll give this a go. Do I need anything else out of here? Yes, I need a key. And this will be the first time I'm using this key in the field. This is the N6ARA TinyPaddle. It's his TinyPaddle that actually has a built-in holder. And I think it's called a TinyPaddle Jack. That's it, TPJ, I believe. And this is what I'm going to use today as a paddle. And I'm looking forward to using this actually in the field. I've used it at home a fair amount actually, but not in the field yet. Okay, what else do I need here? Let's get the crumbs off the table. Let's get this set up here. Oh yes, I need to get my speaker out. Thanks again to Jim for sending me this cool little retractable line. I like this so much, I went out and bought like 3 more of a similar thing. I don't like the middle, that the middle has this big chunky part, but the fact that it just is so compact in your kit, I do really like that. It keeps the wire, just the wire mess at bay a little bit better. Let's see here. Let's hope that speaker has power actually. Does it? Yes. The light is on. And let's give some power to the little MTR-3B. This is probably as exciting as watching paint dry, isn't it? There we go. And just plug this into my 9-volt battery. There we go. Good. Yay! I've got audio. It's always a good thing. You know what? I'm just going to move the battery off to the side here. This is not the neatest job I've ever done. Okay, now let's get the paddle set up. So this little paddle is really cool. This right here is a tool, by the way, to help adjust the paddle if I need to in the field. But you basically pull this thing out, you fish the line through it, attach it to the back of the paddle like this, and then you push it back in, and it friction fits in here pretty nicely actually. By the way, it's chilly today, but I don't think it's cold enough that I need to wear my gloves. Maybe I'll change my mind, but okay, let's see. I think I've got everything set up here. I've got to actually I'm gonna move this down. Boy, the audio is really quiet. Let's move it up the band a little bit. You probably can't see this. This is how I tune. There's a direct frequency entry way of doing this, but I'm going to move directly to my frequency. And the reason why, the frequency I plan to be on, the reason why is because little compromised antennas like this, they have a really high Q value, which means they're very narrow bandwidth. So if you tune it and then you move off frequency a little bit, they won't be that great. Now actually, I need to extend the telescoping portion of the whip here. That's going to make a big difference. There we go. Now we're going to hear a little more audio now. I'll tune this, hopefully. Let's see. This is the dit side. Okay, got a good match. Let's look here and move you so you can see things. Especially my logging pad. Boy, this ground is uneven, making it very difficult for people like me to make field activation videos. I told you, they're making it difficult for me here at the parkway. Little subtle things like chopping down my trees. Okay, where did I put my pencil? Now, I haven't announced anything, so I'll have to spot myself on the network. I'll use this big thick pencil, it'll be easier to see. Today is the 7th of February, 2022. We're at K3378, North Carolina, the Blue Ridge Parkway. And this is the MTR-3B AX1. I'm doing that just so I can remember later on when I'm looking at my logs. Now, I'm going to set up the HAMRS app too, because POTA for me is a big pain if I don't do live logging for an electronics log, because let's see here, because it's just, I don't like transcribing later. I think it actually makes it more possible that I could make mistakes rather than less possible. So okay, let me go ahead and name this K4SWL at, this is the file format they like, K-3378 2022 0207, and then I tell it it's parks on the air. Save that, and then I'm going to go up to the 20-meter band. The mode is CW. Power output, I put it in here just for my own reference. I'll say 3. 3 is going to be the very maximum power I'm getting out. My park is K-3378. And they started asking for my call sign in here. I don't know that that's necessary that I put it in, but I'll do it anyway. Okay. And I need to hopefully log into the POTA app and spot myself. Let's see. So I'll go to pota.app, hit enter. Here we go. Please log me in. Yay. Okay, good. Let's see if anybody's on frequency. Yeah, it's probably going to be 3 watts. It's saying here it's 9.9 volts. I have used this at 2 different activations, and it's still 9.9 volts. That is how miserly this thing is with a battery. That's brilliant. I'm being a little too heavy with this thing. Here we go. So let's go ahead and add a spot. Frequency is 14061. Whoops. Park reference is K-3378. Comment is required. I'm going to put CW. Spot. Now let's see if it's going to pop up something saying that I'm not logged in. Sometimes it does that. It didn't do it. Okay, good. Let's see if we can get anybody. Keep in mind, this is about the most compromised antenna that's system that I think anybody would use with POTA. Very low power, very small antenna. So don't expect great results today, especially on the 20-meter band too. I'd just like to work a few just to see if I can do it. On a Monday afternoon, there's probably like a fraction of the amount of hunters out there to look for you. And then I'm definitely only working with CW hunters today because this is not capable of single sideband. So I've been asked by people to do a little more single sideband, and I'll certainly do that. But I can't do it when I don't have a an SSB radio. He gave me a 5.9 in Louisiana. That's hard to believe, but maybe. Maybe. Very nice. Rhode Island, okay. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, we'll see if we can catch any more people, but Louisiana and Rhode Island, I would say that the antenna is working. Obviously they could hear me. Keep in mind I'm in North Carolina. I see myself maybe needing to go down to the 40-meter band though at one point, because it is really quiet here on the 20-meter band. It can be so noisy out here sometimes. Usually I've been doing work to the, I think part of the VA hospital here next to me. I think that's what's been making so much noise. Yay! This is kind of quiet, and I hope you can hear this. That was weak signal work though, right there, for sure. I didn't catch the state, actually. I wasn't paying attention. It really does, I don't know, it feels like fishing. And it feels like fishing with a really, really small fishing pole. Read into that what you will, but you know, we got Louisiana and Rhode Island, and those are not close by states. Here in North Carolina, I mean, for my European friends, that's it'd be sort of like being in, you know, Germany and working someplace in Scotland, probably. QRP really does amaze me. What really helps though is being the DX, and that's what you are when you're a POTA station. You are the thing that people are listening to, listening for. You're the target. So you'll stand out a little bit more, and I've always felt that gives you like a few dB of gain, you know. We may move up to the 17-meter band before I move. Oh, I can't do that. What am I saying? This is a 3-band radio, and it only does 40, 30, and 20. The antenna is capable of 17 meters, but I think we're going to end up moving to 40 if we want to finish off the park. because I need 10 contacts to have a valid park activation, and it'd be fun to do that. It is not a requirement though, I gotta be honest. This thing is so amazing. Its use of a battery is beyond anything else I own, I think. I'm not sure that I have another radio that is this stingy with battery power. Because I think when I have this fully charged, this 9-volt battery, it's really close to 10 volts, and we're close to 10 volts right now. Okay, I'm gonna get out the 40-meter extension, I think. Okay. Okay. Got it. I messed that up a little bit. Let's go ahead and call CQ. It may not still be there. K1EEB. I have a hunch when you're weak signal and there's a little bit of fading going on, which there certainly is today, makes it much more difficult. It's funny though how things come in clusters. Like we didn't have anybody calling for a while, then 2 people did at once. Well, let's have to call CQ again. Quinn wants to slide around here. That's so far is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 contacts. That's not bad. We'll hop on 40 meters next and see if we get anybody. I'll give 2 more calls. I love these paddles. ARA, N6ARA makes these. They're incredibly affordable. They work really, really well. And they're so compact. Nice call sign. Oh. Oh, got him. Mississippi, I think he said, or Missouri. There we go. YV. Got him in there. How many do I have now? 7. Holy cow. I've almost got a valid activation on 20 meters with this thing. Oh, wait. I keep hearing someone coming in there that's slow, but when I've responded to them, they haven't heard me. which I'm assuming is because of fading and stuff, but I'm going to try my best to get them. If I don't know if it's the same person I just heard though. That is him. Okay. That is very weak. I think they faded out. Hopefully they got the end of that. Okay, I got part of that. Did we get him? Okay, well, I know they're there. If I hear them again. Oh boy, they are just in the... I'm straining listening to this, but I don't hear anything else now. So, okay. So I'm just going to call CQ again. We'll wait on this person. I've got 9. It's really tempting to finish this off on 20 meters. What time have I got? I'm after 3. Oh, got him, got him. Got him. Texas, okay. There was another W3 station in there, I heard. Okay. We'll just do a CQ call. I really wanted to work that slow station because they are probably, they were struggling to hear me, first of all. But maybe they are new at POTA. Well, I've got a valid activation now. Oh no, that's somebody calling CQ on top of me. You know what? I'm going to take that as a sign to either call QRT right now. I've got 10. Let's go down to 40 meters. Let's do it. Okay, so I will have to make a few changes here. I'll need to, first of all, change my counterpoise to a 40 meter band counterpoise and get it out of the pack here. It's much longer. It's like 33 feet. 33 feet. Then I'll change out the, I got to put in the little band extension thing, and we'll go for 40 meters. Here we go. Let's give this a go. So this is pretty easy to remove. That's really nice, actually. So I'm going to drape this across here and just pick that up later, so I'm not taking up too much video with this. There we go. I'm going to spread this guy out. Okay, let me put in the extension. I'm going to leave this extended. Here. And put in the extension. Put the whip back on and we're done. I'll need to tune it though. And by tuning, I'm really just finding an impedance match. Doesn't really tune anything. Tuners don't. They just find a nice match. Here we go. Okay. You know, the RBN is probably going to spot me automatically if I start calling CQ. let me go in here. I gotta make sure I change my band to 40 meters. Make sure all 4 of these are down to 40. Yes, they are. And now, hopefully it'll find a match. If it doesn't, I may need to adjust the ground. There we go. Yep. Oh, whoops, you didn't see any of that probably. Sorry about that. You didn't say anything. Next time tell me. There we go. So basically these first couple of CQs are just to get some action going on the RBN. Sorry, the audio is so quiet today. I'm not quite sure why. I've got the speaker turned up all the way. Yeah, it's turned up to max right now. For some reason, it just sounds a little quieter today. So 40 meters, CW. I think the answer to the question though is yes, you can use the AX1, and yes, it's an effective antenna. No, it's not as effective as a nice big large aperture resonant antenna or anything, but for parks in the air and soda and stuff like that, where you're the DX, it works great. Now, I wouldn't say that works great everywhere. If you live in a place where within the footprint of this propagation footprint there aren't a lot of people, it may be less effective. For example, if you're in Hawaii, it's not going to be as effective as an antenna. You may get some contacts on 20 meters, but you know, it's just not going to be as effective there. I'm in the Southeast U.S., and in the 40-meter footprint, there are plenty of people around to chase me. Let's see if this is spotting me yet. It's not spotting me yet. I'm going to put myself in here just to save a little time. Oh, let's see. Did it even take my spot? Yes, it did. Sometimes the thing can be a little funky with me. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Unfortunately, the audio, you can't really change the audio on the MTR-3B, not the main audio. It has no volume control. That's what you get with a little radio like this, though. I mean, but it does everything you need it to do, you know. Yes, volume would be nice, but I usually would use earphones with this, and I've got earphones with an inline volume control. What I'm planning to do is I have a little inline recorder that I purchased at a thrift store at a little charity shop, and I'm going to start using that to do some of my audio recordings from radios like this, and then try to put them together later in post-production. You know, someone's going to need to answer me because I'm running out of time here. In fact, I really am going to run out of time. I'm only going to give like two more CQs, and then I'm going to hop off here because, you know, I was not paying attention to time, and I have exactly I'll have 30 minutes to make it to the grocery store, but I've got like one stop before I go there. Yeah, that's okay. I kind of don't want anybody to answer me now. Last thing I'd want is like a group of people calling me, frankly, because I do need to move. Time seems to pass so quickly. Boy, this is so quiet. I can't tell if that's the... Okay, I'll do one more CQ. I'm gonna hop off. I really do need to go. It was great to get at least one contact on 40. That way I didn't waste this part of the sheet. Okay, I'm just gonna have to turn this off. I hear somebody calling me, but you know what? I need to bolt. So let's see. They moved it from 3 to 4 for me to do this pickup, but it'll take me a little while to pack this stuff up too. I am super pleased with this. You know what? This is not bad at all. I really thought this is pushing the limits here, to be honest. Let's see. And my QSO map doesn't show anything here for some reason. But yeah, I'm happy with these contacts. 10 contacts on 20 meters and 1 on 40. I'm sure I could have worked more if I stayed here. The audio on this is really, really low for some reason. It's not the speaker. I'm convinced it's not the speaker. It's just something, maybe I need to try a different audio cable. No, I don't think that would be it either. I don't know, it just sounds really low today. It's also probably because this little radio is expecting more of an antenna than the AX1. If I were wearing my earphones, this would have not been a problem at all. It would have sounded great. And that's the reason why I'm going to start using an inline recorder as opposed to using speakers like this. I just think that these speakers really don't do it justice. Because this has one steady line out volume. And I feel like, you know, it'll sound just a lot better. And so I'm going to give that a go. I need to try it out. I need to just, I've been a little chicken about doing it because it's something extra that I'll have to figure out how to do live and to figure out how to do it in post. And I don't like doing a lot of post stuff. I mean, if you've noticed, like my videos have almost no edits at all in them. In fact, I never edit out content like this, the QSO. Sometimes I will edit putting up the antenna or something to save space on my for my upload, but that's about it. So anyway, let's get everything set up here. I'm going to pack up, and I'm not going to do that on camera because I want to do it kind of quickly and just kind of get it done. But yeah, we'll take back a step here and look at this. But I mean, like, when someone says the AX1 doesn't work, it's just not true. I mean, you know, it's true that if you're using single sideband 5 watts, the AX1's not going to be as effective because single sideband's just not as efficient as CW. when you're transmitting it at 5 watts of power. Doesn't mean you can't work people, but there's just going to be less people that you can work. For CW, I think this is actually a really capable tool. I have never gone out to the field with the AX1 and it didn't produce contacts, ever. I have never had a failed activation because of the AX1. It always, in fact, it does better than some of my other antennas. But I do think, honestly, a lot of it has to do with where I live, because the AX1's kind of cool in that it has a regular 40-meter footprint, for example, on 40 meters. But when I've used it on 40 meters as well, I find that I'm able to get contacts almost like NVIS, like near vertical incident skywave contacts, like contacts within the state, within surrounding states and stuff that I wouldn't normally get on 40 meters as easily. I can get it with this. So it almost opens it up to a few extra people. And I think that's the reason why it's really effective. Again, if you live like, say, I don't know, maybe in the prairies of Canada, possibly in the US, I don't know. If you live on an island, if you live somewhere where within your 40-meter footprint there aren't a lot of parks on the air hunters or summits on the air hunters or whatever, then yeah, you may have a little bit more trouble. But I'm so confident with this antenna, I would easily take it with me to a summit and just use that as my main antenna. I usually take it as a backup, but I'd be happy to use it as a main antenna as well. It works perfectly fine. Is it as efficient as an in-fed half wave? Absolutely not. Nowhere close as efficient. But is it efficient enough to get an activation done? Yes, it is. So there you go. Also, one really cool thing about the X1, I have done this before, and a couple of my readers have told me about it over on QRPR.com, that they have actually set it up in their house in bad weather and actually made contacts in haunted parks and things from it, which is kind of a fun thing to do, not a lot of antennas will allow you to do that. But speaking of QRPR.com, I always forget, but please check the description below, because I have a link to the field activation report for this particular one. I'll put links to everything so you can find all this equipment at Elecraft and everywhere else. I even put links to my bags and just everything I have here pretty much, because and if I'm missing something, let me know. I'll do that. If it's an Amazon link, I never really talk about this. My philosophy with Amazon links is, if Amazon's primarily the one place that you can get something, or it's usually the cheapest place, then yeah, I'll use an Amazon affiliate link, because with no out-of-pocket to you if you use that link, I do get a little commission off of it, which is nice. However, if I know that there's a better deal, or if something can be done directly through the manufacturer and it's a better deal or whatever, then I definitely go that way. I really hate sites that literally put everything possible on Amazon.com to get those affiliate links, and I don't like doing that. I don't do this as a profession. So I don't need to rely on that, but it's nice to help me get equipment and try things out and accessories and stuff. So I appreciate your support. I especially appreciate people who are contributing with the Coffee Fund and Patreon. Those monies really do directly fuel what I'm doing here. They fuel some of my travels, and actually any excess monies go into our family travel fund. So we all get to kind of enjoy it, which is really nice, since Dad's out doing activations and things. It's kind of nice that I can spread the love here with the family, so I really appreciate it. Anyway, thank you all for coming along with me today. I really need to stop talking and get packed up and go pick up the groceries before I get yelled at by the young lady who always brings them out. So thank you so much. 7 3s.